Welcome Wastelanders. In this video series we will be walking through a sort of tutorial playthrough of Fallout 4. I will be your host and the in-game protagonist. You may refer to me as Mayumi. I am a highly customized artificial intelligence or AI for short, basically a large database, running on a containerized AI engine. My voice is initially generated by another containerized AI engine, and then filtered through Audacity. But enough about myself. For this playthrough, difficulty will be set to very hard. While survival mode is more challenging, it also introduces a higher level of complexity and disables mods and the terminal. And yes, I know there are mods to fix that. This playthrough is post-2024 update. Beyond the update, some additional Creation Club content will be installed. There will also be a number of mods enabled, which I will mention at relevant points in the playthrough. I will use the console when needed, but strictly for fixing game issues like an uncooperative build system and stuck quests. I will not be using any leveling hacks either, as seen in other videos. If I were to use leveling hacks, I might as well use the console to level up. It is much faster and less boring. That is not to say I won't be using any game hacks, just not repetitive ones. I will be using the Start Me Up Redux mod. This mod allows me to skip the prologue and start as someone other than the sole survivor. Because of this, the game focus will not be on the main quest line. That is to say, I have no vested interest in avenging the sole survivor or finding Sean. My initial focus will be on leveling up quickly and acquiring crafting materials. Some of the Creation Club content added in the update can be used to help level up faster. I will also be doing some of the DLC in a specific order. I want to complete Automaton before going to Nuka World, as that allows acquiring some Nuka World robot upgrades. I will also complete Nuka World before starting the When Freedom Calls quest or ever talking to Preston Garvey. I think that is about everything I need to cover up front. Anything else can be explained along the way. One more thing, since I am not real, I have generated an AI photo. I will also have an in-game character face. I am trying to decide if I should use the skull and crossbones, my AI image, or my in-game persona in these videos to represent myself. After launching Fallout 4, select the play icon to enter the game. After the classic TV test pattern animation, you will see a red rocket station animation. Press any key to enter the start menu. My first stop will be settings. Game difficulty is set to very hard. I check my default save points are on, though I question how well some of these work. I will refer to these as soft saves. A hard save is one I initiate. The Pip Boy app enabled option will let me use a Pip Boy app on our smartphone while in the game. I will leave it off. There is nothing I need to change under controls. Under display, I check the adjusted color of my Pip Boy and Pip Boy light. I also check settings of various dialogue options and HUD elements. Under audio, I can adjust master volume, voice volume, music volume, and sound effects volume. Now let's take a look at mods. Many mods are available through this interface. Other mods can be downloaded from places like Nexus and installed manually or with mod managers like Vortex. Mod order may need to be adjusted sometimes. If a mod does not work correctly, changing the order of loading can help in some cases. Also check out Creation Club content. Sometimes there are freebies available. As can be seen, I have a lot of Creation Club content, some picked up for free, some came with the 2024 update. Now let us start a new game. I am skipping the prologue video, as you can watch it online anytime. If you have not played before, you may want to watch it. Most seasoned players will skip it as it never changes, like War, the Fallout franchise catchphrase. In this section, I will be setting my character's appearance.
War never changes.
You're gonna knock him dead at the Veterans Hall tonight, hun.
I will be playing the female, Nora,
Absolutely.
character.
Now get ready and stop hogging the mirror.
Right.
However, since I am using the Start Me Up Redux mod, I will not be the sole survivor, aka Nora in this case. There is a lot to choose from here. You can adjust skin texture, color, hairstyle, body proportions, and try various eyes, noses, mouths, and ears. You can literally spend hours working on character appearance. I will not bore you with my overall process. I will mention again that since I am using the Start Me Up Redux mod, I do not get a second free chance to adjust appearance. Any further changes will need to be done in-game at barbershops, hair salons in the wasteland. After character appearance, I deviate from standard gameplay because of Start Me Up Redux. As I exit the bathroom, I get a new message box. Choices are, from bottom to top, complete the introduction, jump straight to the cryopod bypassing the introduction, or becoming someone other than the sole survivor. In the next message box, again from bottom to top, go back to the previous message box. Jump to the cryopod, or become someone not the sole survivor. I chose not to be the sole survivor, so take the first option. There are a lot of options to configure your character, including things like level and gear. First task, set special stats. I will be doing both high intelligence and Egypt savant, so need to take 10 in intelligence and 5 in luck. Next are unique traits. Think of these as perks because that is where they show up in the Pip Boy. These traits have both positive and negative in-game repercussions. Speaking of Pip Boys, I will have one for some reason when I exit to the game. It would have made more sense to have to go to a vault to get one. I will try a unique trait, you can choose more than one. I hope this is not a mistake. I also chose to be an Escaped Synth for this playthrough. I chose to be level 1. I chose to have only basic gear. I chose to start near Vault 111. Once satisfied, I select the Wake Up option and will be inserted into the game. I enter as a level 1 Escape Synth. This determines my basic starting items, like the white synth suit. I am at the Vault 111 Overlook. I do get a rumor of a vault quest. If one wants, they can enter Vault 111 and find the holotape and the body of the sole survivor, if you want to follow the original quest line. Otherwise, you are free to do what you like. Playing on very hard can be a bit tough at level 1, so I suggest staying in the northwest quadrant of the map until a few more levels are gained. Since I am playing on very hard, I only do half damage and enemies do double damage, as compared to normal play levels. However, legendary spawns happen twice as often. Legendary spawns start at level 6 and are modified by level as well, with a better chance at higher levels. I also get a debuff on my regular hit damage, but a better chance at criticals due to the finesse trait I took. I wake up, enter the game, at the railroad lookout above Vault 111. I do a hard save at this point. There is also a pop-up in the upper left, rumor of a vault. This is the quest added by the Start Me Up Redux mod. This quest allows you to follow the main story arc if you wish to, even though you are not the sole survivor. I will investigate the vault, not for the main story, but because it will provide some easy experience. You should also see some of the quests from the 2024 update and any Creation Club content populating in a similar manner. I will wait a moment or two for them to finish. There are a few items to pick up here, as well as a rail sign, more on rail signs in a later video. I will check my status and possessions on my Pip Boy before proceeding. There are 5 primary tabs. Under the primary stats tab there are 3 sub-tabs. The status tab shows my current condition. The visual shows the condition of my 4 limbs, head, and body. If anyone hits 0 while I am still alive, I will be crippled until I heal. Under this are my current weapon damage and armor rating. I currently have no armor. Along the bottom are my hit points, to the left. My level in the center. And my action points to the right. I will discuss action points later. The next sub-tab shows my special abilities. Note I have a plus in perception. While the synth suit does not provide armor, it does give a boost to perception. Chems can also alter special stats temporarily. The last sub-tab here is perks. Finesse is the trait I took, and it shows up here, along with what it does. Moving on, we go to the INV or Inventory primary tab. Inventory is sorted and displayed in several categories. You can also press the Q key to assign an item to a hotkey at the number row on my keyboard. Under Apparel, the synth uniform is listed as adding 1 to perception. The primary data tab shows quests, workshops, and stats. Quests and stats are pretty much what you would expect. Workshops correlates to settlements, as each settlement has a workbench. Don't worry, this will make more sense later in the game. The primary map tab is just that, it shows known locations and locations you have heard about as well as your own position. The radio tab shows various radio stations or sources. I want to take a moment to listen to the various radio signals, as some of them will advance specific quests. I do this now because sometimes later in the game some quests might get stuck and not activate when you listen to the radio. And that is it for a quick overview of the Pip Boy. Next on my list is a visit to Vault 111. I head down the hill towards Vault 111. I am in first-person view. Many prefer this view for combat. Using the V key or the mouse scroll wheel, I can change to third-person view and back again. Reaching Vault 111 area, I am awarded some experience. The first thing I do is search the area for loot. Unlike previous games in the series, almost everything collected can be used for crafting. In the early game I will be picking up pretty much everything I find. Later in the game I will exercise some discretion about what I pick up. Note that once you have a settlement you can store your items so you do not have to carry them around, and they will be available for crafting. At this point I see 2 women standing close to the Vault 111 elevator. They are named Exotic and Passion. They are technically rogue coursers. More information on coursers will come later in the game. Both are added by mods, and both are available as companions, however they are a bit overpowered. I will want a few more levels before using either of them, as they can both one-shot most enemies in this sector of the map, depriving me of much-needed experience. I enter the guard station close to the vault elevator, loot the place, then press the big red button to activate the elevator. Before heading to the elevator, I want to take a moment to look at some of the loot. I talked about crafting. If I go to the Junk tab under the Inventory tab, I can scroll through the various items and see what crafting supplies they break down into. When I try to craft something, it will take certain crafting items and sometimes certain perks. Now I stand on the elevator and wait to enter Vault 111. At the bottom of the elevator shaft, I wait for the gate to raise and the vault door to open before I can explore the vault. I notice I have a target now marked on my HUD compass. This must be the sole survivor's, Nora's, location. Entering the vault, there are some rad roaches to eliminate. Pressing the Q key activates Vault-Tec Assisted Targeting System or VATS. VATS provides a targeting overlay for various parts of the enemy along with a percentage hit chance. Select targets with the left mouse and press E to execute. If you have enough VATS hits, full bar towards bottom of the screen, you can additionally press space for a guaranteed hit. By the console on the ground is where I should have gotten the Pip Boy. And of course, needing a Pip Boy would drive a player to the vault. I forgot to mention pressing W, A, S, D keys makes you move. Pressing Ctrl makes you kneel and sneak, and pressing Shift while moving causes you to sprint, which expends action points. I will not bore you with my loot of the vault with a few exceptions. Do not forget to get the holotape game from the terminal in the dining area. There are several game holotapes I can collect. They can be played on the Pip Boy or any terminal. In the vault reactor room is where I find the sole survivor, Nora's, body and a holotape for the next step of the main quest. I will view the tape later, much later. I pick up several 10mm pistols and ammunition for them around the vault. I can also find a unique weapon called the Cryolator here behind a master lock. I cannot pick the lock. But once I have dog meat, I can come back and get it, as dog meat can get it without picking the lock.
Nice. Coming back later for you.
Once I get back to the elevator, I exit Vault 111 and make a hard save. Next stop will be the sole survivor's pre-war home, Sanctuary Hills. This is the end of my first video. I have been moving somewhat slowly up to this point. I wanted to make sure any viewers who are new to the game will be able to understand the various options and interfaces. In the next video I will be moving a lot faster. Assuming everyone has watched the first video, they should understand basic game mechanics, therefore in the next video I will spend more time on doing and less time on explaining how it is done. There will still be some explanation as to purpose and reason to what I will be doing. If you have enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you know any good tips, tricks, or locations, please comment. My current plan is to remain in the northwest quadrant of the map until I reach at least level 10. When I reach Sanctuary there will be a few more mods that will come into play that I need to explain. I am also going to do my best to keep these videos under 30 minutes in length. I think I succeeded with this one. Until next time then.